Recording in progress.
Watercooler. Watercooler. Watercooler.
Hey, welcome to Watercooler. Thank you so much for tuning in. Those mouth licks courtesy of me, Chris Loxamana. You know the show goes, I hang out with my former Corolla Digital buds, and we kick it Philly style. We got everybody here today. And let me announce them. Let me introduce them. Hailing currently in Austin, Texas, Mr. Matt Fondelier.
Hey, brother.
Hi, Matt. Welcome back. We missed you last week. And then all the way in NoHo, California, Mr. Mike Dawson.
That's right. I'm hailing from Northern California.
That is from
Hollywood, Northern Hollywood.
From
wow,
where you
dude.
hail.
We should start over. It's been a fucking day. My brain is gone now. Moving on.
What happened? Why is it gone?
Happy to be here. I've been nonstop editing Ace Awards and other projects. And it's like, 12 to 13 hours a day of listening to audio, and it's made me a little bit crazy today.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a beer and hang out with you guys.
You already cracked it open?
I did.
Nice. And then all the way in Orange County, California, Gary Smith.
So what's up?
Hey, Gary. And then, just like me, in Long Beach, California, Kalen Bean.
What's going on?
What's up? Yeah, Dawson, Ace Awards. It's the most, I would say probably the most difficult show to produce of the year.
It's
I don't know,
the
Mike
time
also
of
put on
year.
some weird live shows, actually, but
I used to call it the time of year I justify my paycheck, but that doesn't really make sense anymore.
right. I mean, I don't know. All right.
That took me a second.
Yeah. Anyway, Kaylin, so you just finished your Christmas shopping for your girls, and then and you had to buy gifts for Santa because he couldn't get his own gifts, or have his elves make his own gifts.
Exactly right. Yeah. Santa needs to give the girl a couple gifts, so he's doing it on my dime this year, unfortunately.
Nice.
See, this was the follow-up question that I had. You explained that it was an even split between you and Santa, but you also purchased an additional gift that was like the largest gift. But it was unclear to me, is that larger gift going to be from Santa? Or
Fuck no.
ultimately?
No.
Okay. So
The
you're
big
ultimately...
gifts come from Dad, yeah.
All right.
I got to one-up Santa. I'm not letting Santa one-up me, all right?
Right.
I gotta get one over on him, so.
Now, Gary, I want to ask you the same question. Dawson, I want to know from you, when you get gifts for your dogs, is it from Santa or is it from you?
Well, Matt, I mean, let's not ask silly questions here. We've all seen enough movies to know that you're getting, a birdhouse or, a stuffed animal or something out of Santa's workshop. He doesn't have people building PS5s. So if I'm getting my son an intricate electronic, you better believe it's coming from mom and dad.
You're getting your son a fucking PS5?
No, absolutely not. But I'm just saying, when off air when we were talking about it, Kaylin gave the example of a kids-focused gaming console, for lack of a better term, that he got as the big gift that's coming from him and his mom. And I would say,
just they don't listen. Spoiler.
Just due to the nature, spoiler alert, just due to the nature of that type of gift, it would absolutely not come from Santa in my household.
Do you guys get your
and by the way, Matt,
gifts?
Yes, I give my significant others gifts. And Matt, you asked about the PS5. No, he's not getting that, but I will tell you that the number one thing on his wish list is an Apple Vision Pro.
Wow.
Dang.
Is Daddy Claus coming through? What's happening?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I mean, you kind of get to reap the benefits of it as well. So I would think that you would at least be considering it rather than absolutely hell no.
The stress of letting him look at my Apple Vision Pro, were I to get myself one, would be too much for me to handle, much less use it.
Is
you let him play the PS5?
Is that the pair of glasses or an Oculus type thing?
It's an Oculus type. It's an Oculus type thing, but it's Apple's version. They're like $3,500 at the low end.
They're probably also like 3,500 pounds. You got to look out for your kid's neck when you put one of those on them.
Yeah,
that is heavy.
They are heavy.
Never gonna close your tabs, Gary.
He does get to play the PS5, Kalen, with supervision, but he's not touching the physical PS5 in that instance. It's a little different. The Apple Vision Pro is something that's much more fragile, I would argue, and is worn on your face. And you have kids my son's age. They don't have the best spatial control. They're not always aware of their environment. I mean,
oh my God, the amount of times they'll just chuck the iPad over to the side.
Exactly.
I have to remind them, David, don't throw the iPad.
Well, I mean, in this instance, it's like it's not about not remembering to throw something. Like literally, my kid will just be sitting around watching TV, and he'll just turn around and slam his head into the couch because I don't know, he felt like it, for no reason whatsoever. So I'm not going to strap a $4,000 computer to his face and just trust that everything's going to go.
That's definitely too intensive a gift for your son. I figured you might want to just play around with it a little bit too, but even still, that's probably way too much money for that. But
yeah, I would love to have one. If someone magnanimous wants to give me one, I would love to play with one. But I don't think that it's at a point in its technology life cycle where it's worth what they're charging. I just don't.
But to go back to Chris's question, you were asking if like you get your partner's gifts.
Yeah.
Me and Amy don't get each other Christmas gifts. We'll get each other like a small gift. Like she'll get me like socks with like the girl's face on it and stuff. But we each say like no gifts for us. We're putting it towards our vacation like later in the year.
That is exactly what we do.
Yeah.
No gifts, and then we'll just like do a trip sometime in the future.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah,
and just get them a little something small. Something funny.
Yeah.
Complete opposite over here. Shocking. I know. I shower my beautiful bride with gifts, and she does the same in return. And then it ultimately is like, I bought myself that stuff. The amount of money that I spend on her, she spends on me. And it's like, hey, I wanted those PS5 games. I didn't buy them. She did. But also I bought her stuff that, I don't really care about.
Which PS5 games did you put in for this year? Did you ask her for any in specific
God
ones?
of War.
Yeah, God of War.
Kaylin, why is your mouth watering when you ask that? I don't want to get your phone.
Kaylin, all the good ones, because he asked me for recommendations, and I spent way more time than I have on anything related to my job.
Did it make you happy though?
It did. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, like, Matt came and was like, Gary, give me some knowledge on PS5 games. And I was like, say less. And I spent like a half an afternoon crafting a text.
So what is the consensus then with Kaylin and my own strategy? Because I find that the real gift is not having to stress about what to get her.
The consensus is that you're both Scrooges and that you should both fucking snap out of it, get your significant other some gifts. And, on Christmas morning, she can be like, I thought we said we weren't going to do this. And you're like, yeah, I know, but still, that's what you got to do. Yes. You want a fucking happy life?
Don't listen to him, Chris. That's just going to make her feel bad. Do not do that. It's a trap that is not going to work.
Says the one dude who's not married.
That is a trap.
No, but here's the problem, Matt. It's not about him not being married. They're in a fucking cartel. If one of them starts doing this, the other one's going to look like shit because
and in front of everybody too.
Yeah. So their interests are aligned. So I don't think we're ever talking them out of this. But
gift shaming does not exist. Girls like getting gifts. Respect all women.
But girls don't like their fucking cousin getting a gift when they didn't. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. When they're all together on Christmas morning and Kaylin pulls out all the stops and gives Amy some big gift and Chris has nothing for Jenny, that's going to be an awkward ride home. Like you just saw him.
Yeah, I will say, remember that story about me asking that girl at prom with the magic trick and I put on that big magic show? She told her sister about it, and her sister's boyfriend was really pissed at me because I made him look bad with all the effort that I would put in our relationship. And I realized I don't want to do that to anybody.
Let me tell you a little story, Chris. I was building the big retaining wall out of rocks in my front yard, and it took like 8 months and however many 100 pounds of rocks, 1,000 pounds of rocks.
Yeah.
But I'm out there working like every other day, really working on this wall, and one of the neighbors walks by and he says, "You're making me look bad." And I said, "No, you're making you look bad." And I went back to work.
Yeah.
So that's what you should say when your wife feels really bad about not giving you
No. The boyfriend, the sister's
I didn't make you feel bad. You made you feel bad.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. And add a suck it for good measure.
I appreciate the advice, guys. I'm going to go forward with it now, and I shall let you know.
You better not.
I shall let you know how it goes. This is excellent.
I do love that your plans impact the other one of your plans. Like, this could have never been predicted. It's wonderful.
We have to be aligned.
We have to coordinate.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's true. So I went to a Christmas parade, the city's Christmas parade.
As a participant or a viewer?
A viewer. And I usually don't go to this because for some reason the last few years I've just been working every time they have it. I'm always out of town, but I don't.
What changed?
I got a new job. Got a new job. So I actually went this time, and it was a wonderful evening. They closed off Main Street, and they just had all the local businesses and all their families just march on through. And the kids loved it. They had some marching bands coming through, like the high school bands, and it was cold. It was a wonderful night, but I was really bothered by just some groups, man. They really milk it. They really milk it to where it seems like there is a mile-long gap between them and the people in front of them because they're just going
Really
so slow
Yeah.
down the
They're
thing. I'm just
thirsty.
like to the point where like once the one group passes, I'm like looking down, like, is it over? And they're just a mile down, and they finally get here and just slowly go.
Yeah, that's on the parade director, really, though.
There has to be a
It's like
standard gap.
it's a parade. It's not a gap walk.
Yeah, it felt like a cap walk, dude. Those are my words exactly.
Right.
What is it, a freaking gap walk?
Exactly.
That's like you heard me. Yeah. So I and then I noticed a lot of the themes that people are dressed up as were like Star Wars. And Jen looks at me and she's like, "Man, a lot of Star Wars people out here tonight." And I looked at her. I'm already in Grinch mode because of the Gap Walk, and I look over to her
And your gift giving policy.
I'm like, yeah, and that too. Yeah, I'm just a straight up Scrooge. None of the ghosts have visited me yet, so I'm still Scrooge. And I look over at Jen because she's like, everyone's dressed up as Star Wars. That's kind of interesting. And I go, because nobody's creative anymore.
Yeah.
And then I turn back to watch the parade, and then someone goes, actually, the theme is heroes. So they're
Somebody decided it was their business to shame you.
all right.
I love that
Someone just
person.
decided, oh, I'm gonna get this guy.
And I
Give
didn't,
that
I
guy
didn't
a
know
medal.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jen was very pleased.
Yeah, you should have bought that guy a beer.
Yeah.
Jen was very pleased about that. So yeah, so that was a rude awakening, and then finally, and rightfully so, the final attraction. I'm not gonna say float because these were like some classic cars, some regular cars. They're just anything on four wheels, basically. Pulling Santa's sleigh comes down. Santa's waving to everybody, and I'm like, oh, the kids are gonna go nuts. And I love all the Santas, or the one Santa for the kids listening. I love Santa. And actually
We blew that 40 minutes ago.
I'm going to just say for all the parents there, just turn this part down if you're listening in the car with the kids, because I'm going to say some very bad words. All right, I'm not going to say bad words, but so the guy dressed up as Santa. He's waving. He doesn't not the top tier costume that I come to expect from the final attraction. And there's this little girl in front of me, and she's like, Santa, and then she looks at me and she goes, I don't think that's Santa. And I'm just like, what am I supposed to say to you? I have nothing to offer you, right? I don't know how to say yes, no. Like, what do I say? She's like,
Santa's feeling a bit under the weather.
It's like,
right
that's
now.
not
He's just a
Santa.
little sick.
That's not Santa. What am I supposed to say here?
Yeah, you definitely
Well, that's-
don't say, you're right, little child.
Well, the thing is that's one of the things that perpetuates the myth of Santa Claus for little kids. Is little kids understand that Santa is super busy, and there are a lot of other Santas who have to chip in and do these promotional events.
Yeah, isn't that
Right.
what Donald
Not
Trump did? That's what
always.
yeah.
It's not always
Yeah, Dawes, but
different Santa. Sometimes it's the real one, but you don't know. You still got to be good.
I'm with you,
Wait,
Dawes.
sometimes it's the real one?
No,
Sometimes it is. A lot of times.
That's a dangerous game to play with kids who are not at least associated with your family, because you don't know what lore is going on in that.
Oh,
house.
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you don't say a fucking word to someone else's kids.
Yeah, for a stranger, you
kid.
just got to go to.
Yeah.
How about that? Or that's interesting. Something like that. Like, there's nothing you can say.
Right.
So, but so I didn't know what to say. Jen kind of went that route. Oh, sometimes, I'm not saying this is the case, but Santa's busy and he has he's all over. He's making the toys right now, so he just has to have a representative of some sort.
Yeah, my point is, kids around that age, I'm not sure what age this was, but kids around a certain age, they understand that.
It was like
because
4
they
or
still want to
5.
believe in Santa Claus.
And where's the parent
there's
when this
some
question is
cognitive
being asked?
That's
Just
what,
staring daggers at you like you better fucking come up with the
Dude.
right answer right now.
Dude.
Kaylin, you are spot on. My immediate reaction would be, where are your parents right now? I think they could explain this to you better than I could. And by the way, you shouldn't be talking to strangers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Putting this on you.
Um,
God damn, little girl.
I know, dude. So I just
Now go make me
I
some
sat-
fucking lemonade.
Go make me some lemonade.
I sat there
Nice.
in silence. I sat there in silence. I was like, this is beyond my skills right now. I should not contribute to this conversation or this lore of any kind. I do remember when I was a kid, when I really believed, like there was no doubt in my mind there's Santa, is the local news would have like a Santa watch. And my parents would turn it on, and I'm like, if the news is saying it, it must be true. And like they would
Must be true.
and they would like have like a little map of where Santa was at that certain time, and people were like they totally just went all in. And I
Lives on to this day.
yeah, they still do that.
Yeah, they do it on the news. There's also life hack is they have it on streaming as well. And then the better life hack for a few weeks after is they have a countdown for New Year's that you can start anytime you want on Netflix, baby.
Yeah.
So you want those kids in bed by 7:30 so you can continue the party like adults. 7:15, throw on that fucking countdown.
Yeah, like
Nice.
if I have official word like that, there's no doubt in my mind there's Santa.
Do you guys remember when you learned that there was no Santa?
Vividly.
Bro, it was about 18 minutes ago on this podcast.
I know, man. You should have muted.
You
me.
guys said some things that blew my
Yeah,
mind.
Matt is questioning.
I
a
do
lot of
remember.
things.
I do remember.
I don't remember.
I was 6 years old, and Santa got a bicycle, and I, for the life of me, could not understand how a bicycle could get through the chimney. And it did not matter what my parents said about bringing it through the front door.
Wow.
It all became clear in that moment that this was
That's
all a
totally
sham.
believable.
No
That's
way.
Totally plausible.
Well, so here's the thing. I might be able to string this on a little longer, Matt, because we don't have a chimney. So we leave a special key out for Santa.
Oh, that's great.
I
Yeah,
like that.
so Christmas Eve, we leave out the milk and the cookies, and then the last thing we do is we hang Santa's magical key on the front door outside. And when he gets
Wow.
there, he sees there's no chimney. He can use his magical key to come in the house.
Now, is this a functioning key to your house?
Of course not.
Not smart. Kid.
One day your son's gonna be like, let's practice it. Show
Yeah.
me, Daddy. Show me how the key works.
It
Son,
is
where's our key?
comically-
Oh, I put it
it is-
outside.
No, it is comically
Okay, it's
large.
big. Okay.
That's why it's magic, because only Santa can come and shrink it down to a size where it can be used in the lock.
You hear that, burglars?
It's some-
Only Santa can shrink it down.
Straight powers. Jeez.
True.
So you found out because you tried the key and it wouldn't work?
Chris, it's just occurring to me that we have to title this episode like "Parents Don't Listen with Kids." Or
Yeah,
I know. Even when I said out loud when
Mostly
Santa
for
was
my own
like, I
health.
tried to whisper it a little
I'm
bit.
surprised you went that far, Caitlin.
I did. I said as it was coming out
of
of my mouth, I felt bad saying
Oh my
it.
god. Okay,
I
I'll
have
put
second thoughts
I'll
about
put a
any
disclaimer at the
parent
top of the
who
show.
listens to this podcast
Maybe.
with their children,
Well said.
no
Well
matter
said.
what.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I
That's
mean,
true.
my
We do-
son listens to this like every week, Dawson. So I'm mostly talking with self-interest in mind.
Your son listens to this show?
Daddy Radio, of course.
Got to review his sets, man.
Yeah, bro,
I
he's
drop a few f-bombs. Now I'm nervous.
So do I. But I mean,
Look, we edit nothing, first of all. And second of all, I don't appreciate being censored here. If I want to speak the truth about the existence of Santa Claus, this is a goddamn platform for it, okay? I'm not going to be...
censoring you.
Daddy Radio will not silence the truth.
I will not.
No one's censoring you, Matt. We just have to make clear what this is one way or another. Title, disclaimer at the top, something.
Okay.
We don't want to ruin a kid's Christmas. Come on, we edit nothing, but we're
That's
not fucking
true.
heartless assholes.
Chris did that enough for all of us.
You know,
as,
I think Santa's real, and I think you guys saying he's not real is very news nookie, personally.
oh, that's true.
So
Interesting.
I've never said he wasn't real. For the record, I have not said that. I don't think.
Facts be damned.
There was a time when I was convinced, absolutely convinced, the Ninja Turtles were real. The reason being is they had, I don't know if you know this, but Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael, they also, not only were they fighting crime and taking care of the Foot Clan or Foot Soldiers. Which one was it?
It's the Foot Clan, obviously.
Foot Clan.
It's the Foot Clan. I thought they're called
I mean,
Foot Soldiers.
Well, they were,
No.
but they were in a clan.
They're-
Didn't you explain clans to you, Chris? Come on.
And so other than fighting crime and defeating the Foot Clan, they ripped pretty hard in a band, and they would
Right.
play live.
Right.
Like, I remember there was like a standing drum set one of them played, and I think Leo played the guitar, and they had some pretty
This is leading to why you thought they were real,
Yeah,
right?
they had
Okay.
some pretty big bangers.
Just checking in.
And I remember we had a video of them of their live show playing live, and they also had like a behind the scenes section where they like talked about their life outside of the band, and I'm like, yep. And I remember going to school telling people like, no, they're real. They're in a band, and I saw like behind the scenes stuff. So I mean, they're not actors or anything, and they totally exist. And yeah, to this day, my cousin still makes fun of me for it. So, but yeah, there was a time when I absolutely thought the Ninja Turtles were very much real. So at this parade, a nice thing that they were doing to all the kids is they would hand them out candy, like Christmas candy. Like a lot of the businesses, they'd come out to the sides and they would just throw out candy and hand them all the little kids. A lot of candy canes, which I find appropriate, but you can get candy caned out. Like, we need more variety in the Christmas.
And by the
candies.
way, that does not mean different flavors of candy canes
Of
with
cane-shaped-
different colored stripes.
yeah,
It's
cane
true.
shaped candy. We don't need all.
I do not need a mango candy cane. Thank you very much. I
Sounds pretty
understand that
good.
it looks attractive to have like a yellow and white striped candy cane, but just settle down. Let's.
I
get
do kind of like the
inventive.
shape of a candy cane though in my mouth.
Sure.
Well,
see,
that's the show, folks.
Yeah.
The candy cane is like the turkey, though. I need one per year. I'm
Yeah,
all
that's
set
true.
after that.
I see.
Okay, well, as someone who doesn't really like candy, so maybe I shouldn't
Oh,
even pipe
here
up.
we
I
go.
gotta say a hard disagree. I love the fucking variation in the candy cane. All of the fruit flavored ones taste so much better than the peppermint ones. I can't wait to get my hands on a fruit flavored fucking candy cane.
Dude,
Those are my favorite ones.
I wonder if they make sour candy canes and then Kalen will just lose
Oh,
his
yeah.
mind.
Oh, it'll be
Just
gone.
a straight.
I will also say that a company like Reese's that got into the peanut butter pumpkins during Halloween time, they now do Christmas trees. They do tree shaped
I've seen
peanut butter
those.
cups.
Are those?
You know,
are
they're
those
trying to
flavored differently?
revolutionize.
Are like
No,
the pumpkin flavored ones? Do they have pumpkin spice in them? Or are they the exact same thing, just in a different mold?
shapes.
It's shape.
Just
It's a
shape.
shape.
That's a
Mhm.
cop out, though, Matt. I think what Chris is pointing out, and I agree with him, is that we need more Christmas specific candies. I don't want you repackaging the thing that I can get all year round and putting
Allow
it
me
in
to
a new
counter.
shape.
Allow me to counter. The Christmas bag of M&Ms, just red, green, and white M&Ms or peanut M&Ms, whatever variety. That's way better at a holiday party than just your standard bag of M&Ms. You need that seasonal color change.
I do.
I
see what you're
agree.
saying. You eat
I
with your
agree
eyes
it's more-
first, Matt.
I agree it's
Eat
more
with
festive,
your eyes.
but I think Chris is onto something here in that we have the candy cane for Christmas. We need another Christmas specific candy, not just something that's dressed up. You're putting lipstick on a pig at that point.
Yep.
Mm.
I just thought it was putting perfume on a pig. Either way, we got to stop dressing up these pigs. I mean, nobody's winning, and we're wasting.
What
a lot of
about the
valuable
cookie?
resources.
You know, as in a cookie that you would give to Santa Claus, a chocolate chip cookie. Is that not considered a Christmas cookie?
No, I think what you're thinking of is the gingerbread cookie.
Sure.
Ooh, that is a Christmas
There you go.
kind of thing.
That's another
It's not
Christmas
candy
treat.
though.
yeah.
It's not candy, and let's be honest, it's better in the house form, but you never end up eating those because you can't really get them to stand up on just the frosting. You always got to put some shenanigans into it.
I
You
find
guys
that they're
don't
too.
do Christmas Godzilla? You know, just the end of the year, you go, you tear up the village. You should try sometime. It's pretty
Godzilla
fun.
doesn't eat the buildings.
He's probably eaten a building in at least one of the movies, I would say. I
Thank
would put
you,
money
Galen.
on that.
I had nothing. I had nothing.
In all the movies, he's taken a
He's
bite
not-
out of one of
he's
those
not taking
buildings.
a
I
bite.
think he
I don't
has.
even know what Godzilla eats. Like, he can't live off a krill.
Buildings. No, he eats
He
buildings.
He must eat buildings. You're right.
He eats radiation
Yeah, I don't know what his
and buildings.
I don't know what his or her diet is. Yeah. Now I'm so into Godzilla right now. Okay. Look, we got a lot to get into. Kaylin, I'm very upset with you.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So Kalen decided to have the best week of fantasy football in his entire season this week when he was last place out of the playoffs. Couldn't
Second
be
to last.
Yeah. Look, Matt's so mad he left. This is what you did.
I did. I had a great week this week.
Why did you do that? You're cheering for me. Help me
I am-
win.
I
Help me
am
get
cheering
there.
for you. Well, you didn't give context that I was playing you this week. And yeah, I did probably have the best week of fantasy that I've had all year. It doesn't make any difference. But like I said last week, or when we were talking about on the meetup or whatever, I have integrity, Chris. All right. I cannot just let my opponents win for the rest of the year because I am no longer in the playoffs. You have to earn every single win in a fantasy league. And to all the people that do just let their opponents win that are eliminated from the playoffs, you should be banned. You should be banned. You should be kicked out of the league, in my opinion. It is, it's unsportsmanlike to do that. So, and I think you're already secured for the playoffs. You're already in the playoffs no
Yeah,
matter
but
what.
it
So it
was
doesn't even matter.
It was my seed, Kalen. I'm worried about my seed. My seeding.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, I not sorry. Not sorry about that.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm pretty upset about it. So you're lucky I'm even speaking to you at this
Well,
moment.
you're in the playoffs, so I don't believe you.
I'm in the playoffs in all 3 leagues that I'm in, Kalen. Is that amazing? Auto drafted them all, and in this league I have 4 quarterbacks.
Yep.
It just shows.
And I hope you win. And
It's
I
all
hope you
luck.
win. I'm still rooting for you, Chris.
Thank you. I doubt that, but thank you. All right, you guys. Look, we got comments. We got things to get into. Let's do some comments. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's time for listener
All right, and that was that was the intro for comments. So this is the part of the show where we read what people write about us. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and but we like the feedback, and we appreciate everybody for leaving it for us. You can either do it in 2 ways. One is if you can do it on Patreon, and if you sign up for our Patreon, you also get a free episode every week, plus opportunities for meetups, movie clubs, things like that. So, and ad-free versions of this show as well. So, yeah.
To be clear, it's an additional episode.
You're
every
right.
week.
An additional episode every week, and it is it's just as good.
A better
as this
episode.
one.
Actually,
Kalen says,
I think.
Kalen
Yeah,
says it's better.
it's-
I'm with Kalen.
I
Hey,
think
we're all
they're
warmed
great.
up at that point, and we're going. So it's actually kind of a bit of a better episode. If you wanna.
All right,
Go
so
check it out for
but
yourselves.
I see it. This is the thing, Kalen. I appreciate the marketing tactic, but I don't want people to think that they're getting a watered down version now. That we're not giving.
It's not
it
watered
at
down.
all.
Like I said, we're warmed up.
it's
We
quite
do the
the
Patreons
opposite.
directly after this episode every week. So we have all our engines fired. We just got to get warmed up a little bit. That's all.
Chris, it's quite the opposite. For anyone who watches this show on a regular basis, you'll see that Matt gets up usually twice during this show. So by the time we get to Patreon, it is anything but watered down.
Yeah.
That you should just get a mini fridge, Matt. It's right there.
I do have a mini fridge, but it's not in this room.
Get a second.
Where is your mini fridge?
In our garage.
Okay.
Raj.
Yeah. It's hard to explain. If you ever come out here, I'll show you. It's like a half garage. The previous owners put up a wall in it.
You have a mini
You actually-
fridge and a half garage.
Yep.
We actually discussed coming out there.
It seemed fitting, if you will. Was that Gary?
We actually discussed coming out there.
Oh yeah, no, I listened. I listened to your show.
I don't know if we'd see the fridge
Which-
in that scenario, but
Yeah. Which reminds me, Chris, I know you've really gone through a lot in the last week. Is Gary still texting you with snippy texts?
Hey, it's okay. He's been a lot better.
Okay, good.
He's been a lot better.
We've
Thank
all
you.
been there before, so I just want to check in with you, make sure.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Matt, you want to review the snippy text I've sent you since that last recording, or should we just talk about how fucking thankful you are?
Why
Yeah,
are
no, you
giving
read
Cindy
our
text?
text exchange is on the air as well. I listened to that too, so
I was talking about the ones yesterday, but okay, go on.
All right, so here we go. Let's go to our Patreon comments first. This is our card, and he writes, "Daddy Radio reminded me of a previous Patreon episode where I believed it was Gary who recommended the Smart Max magnetic toys. I bought 2 sets of those for my 2-year-old nephew for Christmas this year. Thanks for the rec."
I think it might have been Chris, but I definitely co-signed that rec.
Yeah.
Whoever it was, those are great toys.
I will say our card that it was 1000% me. I freaking get those for everybody. funny because their age is 1 through 5, so they last forever, or at least for 4 years. No, I'm glad you dig them. And Gary did
And
co-sign.
My son's past 5 and still plays with them. So
They're just so satisfying to connect them. Yeah, they have magnetic torsos, and you can mix and match the heads and the butts, and it's a very good time. But yeah, Smart Max magnetic toys, they are a winner for everybody. Peter Morrow says, I used to get febrile seizures when I was a baby. My mom told me about the panic it caused. Yep. Thanks, Peter. Did your mom have to respond about why she didn't text people back? Because I feel her. I feel her. Cynthia Forland says, Chris's story killed me. So glad Benny is okay. Thanks, Cynthia. That's really sweet. We're all good. He's none the wiser, and we're just living our lives and having a great time. So, and I have texted Gary back since. I'm sure you're wondering. Duck Guy 69 Smith says, Gary, I'm with you, bro, on turkey. I don't need it, but my wife insists I smoke a bird every year. Do yourself a flavor and do a brisket or prime rib. Also, man, I'm glad the little man is okay. That's scary shit when your kids have to go to the hospital. Also, duck season is in full swing, and you keep saying you want meat, so just let me know, and I will cut and wrap some for you. All right, Duck Guy. This is the audio tier, so you're not going to see me looking right at camera, but I want some meat. I want you to give me some meat, please. Okay? This is my official ask. I would like... Kaylin wants meat, too.
Put a little extra in there so I can pop by Chris's and grab.
So I want meat and put a little extra meat in there.
Yeah,
for
put a little
Kaylin.
extra in there for me.
We'll take extra meat. Dallas, you want meat?
I always want meat.
Dawson
as much
wants meat
as I can get. You know?
All right. So we'll take some meat, Duck Guy. Wrap it and send it. Ship it. All right. So those are some of our Patreon comments. Let me go over to our Facebook group, and this group. Oh man, if you're listening and you're not a part of the Facebook group, what's going on? You got to be a part of the Facebook group. Just go to facebookgroup.com/groups/boboboy-army.
Nope.
You go to facebookgroup.com, you're going to be you're definitely not.
That's a virus site, isn't it? That's a virus site, huh?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Go to facebook.com/group. Go to facebookgroup.com. Go to facebook.com/groups/boboboyarmy worldwide LLC. Answer a few questions. We might let you in. I'm surprised Facebook just hasn't had bought every URL that has the word Facebook in it just to protect itself.
Briefly, when I was first dating my wife, I wanted to get her concert tickets to see the Pixies, and the tickets went on sale. I knew which day that they went on sale, and I woke up and I just immediately grabbed my laptop. I didn't put my glasses on. Ticketmaster.com. Pixies tickets were really expensive, but whatever. I just got them. And then later I put my glasses on and I bought them from Ticketmister.com. And I could not fucking believe it. Thank God they were real tickets. Thank God. They were absolutely 10 times the price, and it was too late. But to this day, we talk about Ticketmister.
Yeah.
Freaking Ticketmister.com. Oh my God. Is that where you buy your Gladiator tickets, Kaylin? Geez, what an unfortunate typo.
Yep.
Well, let's go to facebook.com/groups and the Bobo Boy Army Worldwide LLC, and let's hear from Mike J. Nilsson, who writes, Gary, I got a new segment idea for you. It's called the Midweek Update, where you talk about updates from Reasonable Doubt. You might get some new listeners that way. Okay, I like this.
Gary is currently looking to delete your comment. He's concentrating. He's trying to figure out how do I block Mike's suggestions.
And how do I build a time machine?
By the way, I think Mike's making a play here because, he sent me some seggy ideas. He's either trying to spice up the show for his own benefit or for everyone else's benefit. And I'm not sure what it is yet.
Maybe he's applying for a job that will never pay him.
Mike, I like your idea, and it's and look, I love the topical stuff. I mean, I'm obsessed with that Luigi guy right now. But
who isn't?
Yeah, what a crazy story. But look, I don't think Reasonable Doubt needs listeners. We need the listeners. So maybe Gary goes on Reasonable Doubt with a midweek update from what we're doing.
Ooh,
Yes.
You guys
there we
yes.
go.
We're like, let's
oh my
In
practice.
God.
Saboya.
Let's practice.
That's pretty
So
smart.
I'll be
I like
Mark,
that idea.
Gary, you be you. We're doing Beyond a Reasonable Doubt.
Let's do it.
Oh, Gary. Oh, I think you have time for a midweek update. What do you got?
I got a double chunk chocolate cookie.
That makes me so happy.
Boom. See? Don't you want that, people? You should be spamming Garrigus. Not
There you
spamming.
go.
That's a very
Dude,
lovely comment.
I
We
would
appreciate your
totally
contribution.
listen to Reasonable Doubt. I'm subscribing now.
Yeah.
That has to be a part of it.
Yeah. I like
Oh,
this.
thanks, Doss. 9 years later.
That's great.
You know,
I don't listen to
love it. And while
podcasts,
we're at
man.
it- While we're
Unless
at
your
it,
name is Dan Carlin, you're not on my phone.
Kaylin,
Yo.
you do a podcast with movie star Michael Bean.
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna be Mr. Bean. And let's hear midweek update from you. No, I will not stand down. I want to hear a midweek update from my son. What do you got,
Oh.
son?
You'll
First
be
of all,
very.
the line is, I cannot give that order.
Damn it.
And he says, "Stand fast, not stand down."
Oh! It's been a while since I've seen it. It's been a while since he's been on it. But what's your midweek update, son?
Well, you're intimately familiar with the xenomorph. How do you think it would fare against the Predator if they were to fight together in space alongside the Scorpion King? There you go. That's a nice lead-in.
That I'm hooked. And then Kaylin throws the plug in there, and boom, millions more
Boom.
listeners. That's all it
Yeah.
takes. Look. I'm glad we're doing this, guys. This is good. This is a good marketing meeting. Kaylin, please promote our podcast on your dad's show.
Yeah, I'll find a
Just
way
like
to
that.
sneak some stuff in there.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. And I used to talk about it in the Corolla show, and here we are. Look at this. Yeah, Dawson heard it.
Living the dream.
We
Yep.
live the freaking dream. All right. Well, anyway, Mike, great idea, but I think it's just it's directed to the wrong place. We need more listeners here. We want the listeners. We want the world to hear this show.
Even if all 5 hosts listens to this show, it would be a huge upgrade.
It would help. It would help. Yeah, because even that's not a guarantee. Ryan Roberts writes, why do people say tuna fish sandwich, but nobody says chicken bird sandwich?
Well, now I'm changing it up, and I'm going to say chicken bird sandwich. Went to Hattie
Somebody
B's,
else-
got me a spicy chicken bird sandwich, and then shit my pants.
There you go. Somebody else commented about saying 6 a.m. in the morning, which is another redundant thing that people kind of say. And I had never really heard that before. And now I realize that I have heard it and it never crossed my mind, but I've since heard it and it's registered like 3 different times.
As someone who is very into the economy of words and the syncopation of syllables, I'm really against 6 a.m. in the morning. You just wasted half a second of our time.
Yep.
I thought you were into the economy of words.
That's
I
true.
am. I am.
Dawson
totally
just seems
am.
like he's not a fan of 6 a.m. in the morning as a whole. In every aspect. In
It's a
every
pretty
aspect of
tough
it.
time.
Who
It depends
is?
on from which end I see it. Do I have to wake up or am I
Oh.
still awake?
Yeah, or is that when
Well done.
the cop
Yeah.
slides the jail bars across
Right.
across the railing?
Right.
The economy of words. I remember there was a time when Dawson was like, we were in the engineering room, and he tried to come up with some system when we would save the audio files that would save him 5 seconds a day. And I was like, dude, what are you? Just do the work. Just do the 5 seconds. Why are you making us do it to save you 5 seconds every day? And then I think about it all the time because I'm like, that's freaking brilliant, man. All those 5 seconds probably added up, and he just gets so much time. And like, yeah, no, I get it now. I get it now.
It was
So
probably more like 15.
when you did it, I'm just kidding. Now I'm being snippy. Sorry, Gary got to me. Joe Urbanek says, Daddy Radio Talk. If you are looking for movies with great music for the kids, may I suggest Tangled, which is basically Rapunzel, and Zootopia. They're both fantastic films. Zootopia doesn't have a ton of music, but the one song by Shakira is great. Big
a
Hero
banger.
6 and Wreck-It Ralph are also some of my favorites of the kids. I haven't seen
are
any
good
of those
too.
movies. I look forward to getting into them, though.
Zootopia is great.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
second that.
Zootopia. Yeah.
Zootopia is
Big
great.
Hero 6, also great.
I
Yeah.
have seen Big Hero 6. Excuse me. Yeah, I have seen that. And they have a whole Disney in San Fran Tokyo or something at California Adventures, where it's based on Big Hero 6.
I haven't seen Big Hero 1 through 5. Am I gonna?
You won't miss anything.
Yeah.
You can pick up right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
they restart it. They restart it there, so you'll watch it. Philip Anderson. Oh, he's right. It was a tough game for the Austin Football Club.
Yeah.
And this is just another reminder. We watched My All-American or The All-American?
My.
My
All-American.
If it was
Fantastic
unclear,
movie.
Chris, you understand he wasn't an All-American, but to Aaron Eckhart, he was my All-American.
That's right.
And they
That's
let
right.
you know at minute 2
Yeah.
of the movie,
That has to be the
including
record.
title cards. Including title cards.
Yep.
That has to be the record, right? For
It's definitely up there.
when the movie is said out loud.
I mean, clear and present danger, that's at like minute 18 or 19 when they say that.
That's got to be an hour into that movie.
Is
Don't
it?
be
Okay.
silly. Yeah.
All right.
No, but
You guys remember the first line in Citizen Kane, right?
Yeah.
No.
Citizen
I am
Kane.
Citizen
Yeah.
Kane.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's
Oh.
right off the bat.
Wow. Right. away.
Actually, it's Rosebud, actually.
I think they're playing the Bad Boys song in the opening title credits for Bad Boys. That might.
Oh, that's
be-
good.
Does that count? I mean, I like it.
That
It
doesn't
has to
count.
be in the dialogue.
Yeah.
It has to be in the dialogue. If
Someone
anybody
has to
could,
say it to camera.
so if anybody could come up with a movie where they say the title in via dialogue faster than what, a minute, Matt?
Well, I
Am
wrote
I
down the
all
exact time code. Hold on. I wrote down
Yeah.
the time.
Find
This
the
is
exact
sneak
time
preview,
code.
by the way. If you're not, 2
I wanna
minutes
hear
and
it.
39 seconds.
I wanna hear
No, but he was my All-American.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That includes
go.
title cards.
That does include title cards. Yeah, because it was on Netflix. So
And
just
if-
push pause.
And if
And if you were
people,
watching that horseshit at 2.7x like I was, it came a lot quicker.
See, Gary, that's why you didn't understand the emotion. I
No,
wasn't
it's
going to
not.
bring that up, but you didn't
No.
feel it because you
No,
were
it's
watching it
not.
too
I
fast.
felt it. I guarantee you.
You're not
I
gonna let
felt
it
every
breathe?
fucking 2.7x seconds of it.
Dawson liked it.
2.7. That's too
I
fast.
thought it was great. I'm actually a little disappointed in you guys that you don't like these emotional,
Yeah.
heartfelt, wonderful, heroic stories about kids with leg cancer going on the gridiron and intercepting to win a national championship. I mean, it's
Goddamn fucking right.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Except shit, he was standing on the sidelines. Fucking nerd.
He was the reason why they were there.
Go catch a ball with one leg and then we'll talk.
Oh my gosh.
They said I was in college the first time. I was at UC Davis the first time this happened, but my neighbors in the dorm were two brothers, and we hung out all the time. And one of them said to me, "Hey, ask Jamal how far his dad can kick a football." And I said, "How far can your dad kick a football?" And Jamal looks at me and goes, "Motherfucker, my dad's got one fucking leg."
Oh.
And I
you
was
got
like, I was
burned.
petrified. And then they both start fucking laughing.
Oh, okay, as long as he
Wow.
laughed too. 'cause
Like,
that
okay, it
would-
was a setup.
That would horrify me if I. Oh man. Oh, I keep getting set up by mean kids. So about as long as they're
Yeah,
in on the joke.
Me too.
By the way, the guy's name wasn't Jamal. I just didn't remember. And that's the one I chose.
Interesting.
Because
Glad you
Darius
protected
probably
your
would have
source.
confused you.
Okay. Yeah. I had a few quick follow-ups, so we're just gonna move on. Michael Porter says, "I'm heading out for a wine day trip to Paso Robles.
Mm.
Robles.
Paso Robles.
Paso Robles. If anyone from the group wants to join, I've got the first 2 tasting fees covered." Now, Michael, this is what I like. This is the algorithm at work. People are commenting when you go in. Jim Blake says, "You've got me considering skipping my son's birthday." Like, this is what we want. This is the wholesome connection that we want from our community here. So thank you. Thank you.
Michael, may I recommend a there's a word for it when the vintner grows the grapes and makes the wine all in the same place. It's called a something vineyard. I can't think of what it is, but there is one called Dunning Vineyards in PR. And when I was in college, I went to school with one of the guys who was, in the family of Dunning Vineyards. And there's a word. Someone will probably know. But check out Dunning Vineyards. It's a neat freaking place, and they'll take you around in the Jeep and over all of the land, and it's amazing. Check them out.
There's an anonymous comment here. I get nervous reading these, but I'll read a little bit of this one because it's interesting. Because we talked about it last week, and we were trying to find out why that guy had a white-collar crime. He has not responded, but there's an anonymous comment here talking about federal camps. Where he or she says federal camps are easy time. No cells, no fences, just a cold-ass mountaintop in West Virginia. If you wanted to walk off and become a fugitive, they told me on my first day, you can go anytime. The marshals will come find you and add 10 years, though. So do the rest in a medium or a max, but you never see a camp again. There's very little violence, lots of etiquette, lots of creative cooking, fast food, weed, liquor, tobacco, cell phones routinely are brought in. But the federal camp, nobody really talks about that. That'd be kind of a cool movie.
I was going to say there's a series, Escape at Dannemora, that Ben Stiller directed with Benicio del Toro, Paul Dano. And if you've not seen it, I think it was recently added to Netflix.
Oh.
Doss, I don't know what you thought.
Re-added. I saw it like 4 years ago.
I mean, yeah, it's been out for a long time. I think it was originally on Showtime or something. I don't remember what it was.
It's not spectacular.
It's
awesome, and it gives you a good insight into what doing time in one of these places is kind of like.
Exactly.
I think they kind of touched on reality in it.
Yeah. Yep.
And Dawson, what you were looking for is an estate vineyard.
Thank you. It's an estate wine. Yes. Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
So Dunning Vineyards they produce estate wines.
All right. There you go. Dunning Vineyards.
We went out there one weekend for the Paso Robles Wine Festival when we were in college. And Saturday, it was just a one-day event at that time. So Saturday, me and the Dunnings and all of our college friends are just pouring samples all day. And then we go back to the vineyard and bonfire and hang out, but it's only the vineyard people. And then the next day they're like, all right, get ready. We're up at 7 a.m. and we're working
in the morning
because 7 a.m. in the morning, because the Sunday is the day where everyone who bought a ticket to the wine festival has a chance to come and check out the vineyard. And so I get told early on, here's the barbecue, you're cooking chicken wings. So for 7 fucking hours, I'm behind a half-barrel grill, just fucking barbecuing chicken wings, grilling chicken wings all day. And it was one of the awesomest days of my life. Dunning Vineyards, check it out.
I'm already sold, and I love all things chicken wings.
You had me at chicken wings.
Yeah, well, we know we had Kaylin at chicken wings. All right, it's been a while since we got wings, Kaylin.
How do you know?
Since we.
Since you.
I know you probably had wings for lunch. I'm just saying, it's been a while since I miss the slurping noise.
Shout out to Fire Wings. It's a pretty good chain of wings.
I tell you about
that's right. I don't think so. There's one that just opened right next to me. That's how I learned about it.
Nice.
But yeah, it's very solid for a chain wing place.
There's one by me too. I've never been yet.
It's good. It's really good. Yeah. It opened 3 or 4 years ago near me, and I'm a big fan.
I'm excited. All right. Well, anyway, why don't we? Those are our comments. Why don't we go around the horn, get our plugs in, and then we'll get out of here and record some Patreon. So I'll start over there in NoHo. Mike, what can we plug for you, buddy?
Make sure you sign up for the Patreon episode because on this week's Shit I Did as a Kid, I will explain how my parents differentiated Santa's gifts from their gifts.
Oh, so there was a
strategy for that. And then also, please mark your calendars for December 19th at the Mint, the world famous Mint in LA. It's the Smoke and Kills only show this year. And it's going to be fucking great. December 19th at the Mint in LA. Please come.
Let's end it with a bang.
1 week from today as you listen.
Shit. Right. I got to relearn my songs.
Either way, go see Dawson. It's 5 booms. Gary, what can we plug for you?
I'd like to plug the double chunk chocolate cook. No, just follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/watercooler. I recently saw a thing online that said, "What's something that doesn't hold up today in today's world?" And it showed the scene in Pulp Fiction where John Travolta is saying he needs to know what a $5 milkshake tastes like. And it just highlighted to me that you're getting, even at the lowest tier, you're getting all of the regular episodes ad-free plus 4 hours of content a month for $5. If
Dude,
that's
milkshakes are like $8 now.
Yeah.
A shitty milkshake is like fucking $8.
But be like John Travolta, people. Find out what
his
our
line in
milkshake
the
tastes
movie. He says they don't put bourbon in it, and that's what I always think of too.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we had the bourbon internally.
Yeah, I can say with confidence there is bourbon in Matt's cup.
Yeah.
And and I encourage all the listeners who aren't subscribed to Patreon, find out what our smoothie, or I mean our milkshake. Find out what it tastes like.
It brings
know.
all the boys to the yard.
Oh, it certainly does. Kaylin. Oh, and by the way, you can also find Gary's midweek update on the next Reasonable Doubt. All right, Kaylin, what about you?
Just fooling about podcast, of course. We're on a bit of a hiatus right now. We'll be back at the beginning of next year. And also make sure to go watch Upgrade on Netflix. That is this month's movie club. It is awesome. I've only seen it once, but I remember liking it very much, and I'm excited to watch it again.
Kaylin, I'll tell you, I watched it for the second time about 2 months ago or maybe a month ago with my mom because she'd never seen it before. And it was even better the second time.
Oh,
great.
Wow.
That's what I like.
Can't wait to hear your thoughts after you watch it a third time.
Yeah, you have to watch it again.
You're gonna rewatch it, right?
I'll be watching
Yeah.
that.
Right?
Yeah, it's worth it.
1X, baby.
Yes.
It's worth another watch.
All right, Upgrade for Kaylin's movie
How's
club.
the hand trauma, Dawson? I don't remember, and I was worried for Chris's sake.
Oh, Chris is going to be devastated in a lot of parts. Yeah.
And then Matt, what about you?
At first, I actually have a request. A "this is how you remind me" request. I have been trying to figure out when this happened. I cannot find the clip. It was an episode where Kaylin was unable to join us because I think he was at the hospital for the birth of his daughter or something.
Yeah.
But we made him dial into the show and communicate to us through phone beeps.
He couldn't talk.
You know, dialing in that like Mary had a little lamb. Like I don't even know what the fuck went on. I've been
That was
trying
good.
to find that clip.
That episode will be late June, early July 2019. So
There you
yeah,
go.
that will
Okay.
help
Yeah.
going to find it.
I
Yeah.
guess I could have asked you for that.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to do the first anti-plug, which is do not go to ticketmister.com. You have to buy live events. And yeah, you know, listen, it's the holiday season. Perfect time to buy somebody a Patreon subscription.
Yeah.
Videotape their reaction as they open it and send it to us. We'd love to hear and see those responses.
Brilliant.
Especially
Makes-
for young children.
Oh, the
Yes.
younger the better. It makes a wonderful, wonderful gift to really bring everyone
And may I
together.
suggest, like, put it in the box of a PS5 or a Nintendo or something they really want.
Yeah. And then as for me, follow my band Loxy, LAXI Music, and go to Dawson's show. Support all the boys. Subscribe to Patreon. We love you. And and I still want to get Matt and Dawson's thoughts on if we were in space and you had to go up against a xenophobe,
Xenomorph.
Patreon.
a xenomorph,
yeah.
a predator, and a
The
Scorpion
Scorpion
King.
The Scorpion
So
King.
we want to hear your thoughts.
I have serious thoughts.
I
Patreon.
can't wait. I know Dawson's been texting me all week trying to get in on this conversation. So we will we'll talk about that on Patreon as well, and we'll see you there. Thanks again for listening. Thank you to all the new listeners. Welcome, and we appreciate you. We'll see you later. Goodbye.